What's up, YouTube? It's Kenny again. Headed down I-44 through Missouri, headed back up to Illinois, get back in the cut for the dedicated. I wanted to make a video today about some stocks, some catalysts that have happened over this weekend, and you know, just basically talk about that, let you guys know if you haven't seen already. So Hyliion finally posted something on their social media. They apparently have installed, the picture shows 7, so I'm just going to say at least 7 of their hybrid electric systems on some day cabs for, you know, their day cabs, so it's local trucks with for a company in Dallas. Okay. Now, I'm not seeing any news stories about it. Not even on Hyliion's website, I'm not finding it. But they did post it on Twitter. They posted it on their Facebook. They didn't give any specific numbers or anything like that. But it is encouraging to see that they've struck a deal with somebody to install these systems, and they're already installed. I want to say the company was called NGV or something. And they've installed them. They even put up a little video of them, just a 20-second video, like a time lapse of an install or something. So that's encouraging. Obviously, we got no ERXs yet. That's what I'm really waiting for, is for some news on that ERX. But I am hoping that maybe the news stories, the press release for these recent installs, maybe they're holding that until Monday or until, you know, sometime this week to actually release news stories on it. Guys, if a news story does not come out that they made these installations, I'm going to be really disappointed. All right, and it's only going to further bolster my frustration with their PR team. Yes, they made a post on social media, but we need the news stories to come out and for it to be on Yahoo Finance and stuff like that talking about it, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping that we get that this week. Somebody had made a comment somewhere that they actually hired somebody now to do their PR, so fingers crossed that we get some news about these hybrid electric installs Monday or Tuesday to support the stock price and get us out of this big ass rut we're in right now. I'm hoping for it. All right. Now, Tesla, guys, there's some news about Tesla. All right. Now, the thing that everybody is talking about, okay, is that they crushed expectations, just shattered expectations on deliveries. Okay. People were expecting them, you know, Wall Street was expecting them to deliver like 168,000 vehicles in Q1, and they delivered 184,000. So they crushed expectations on deliveries, okay? And what everybody's saying is that their projections now, they're projecting that Tesla could hit 1 million vehicles delivered by the end of the year. I don't track the numbers close enough to be able to make a real guess on that, but you know, I'd say that it's possible. I mean, Berlin and Texas are going to be opening up toward the end of the year, and if they can just start pumping out some out of those plants, even if it's not very much, before the end of the year, and increase production quarter over quarter, I think Tesla could hit 1 million vehicles this year, guys, and that is huge. I mean, that's huge if they hit 1 million this year, okay? And they're already 184, nobody expected them. Even Tesla Daily had them at 170 or something. So, guys, they're crushing it, all right? And then the thing that a lot of people are not talking about, Tesla Daily talked about it, but a lot of the other videos that I've seen about what's going on with Tesla right now has not talked about this. Apple is doing a project in California to do a battery storage project for a solar farm there. And they have purchased 85 Tesla mega packs, or whatever they're called. It's about 240 megawatts of battery storage for this solar farm, which they say is enough to power like 7,000 homes for a day, which is not insignificant, guys. That's a huge amount of solar and a huge amount of battery storage when we're talking about solar. I mean, the solar farm itself would take 2 or 3 days to charge those battery packs. So, I mean, that to me is just as big as the delivery numbers, partially because Apple and Tesla are kind of competitors, and for Apple to purchase these battery packs from Tesla shows that Tesla really is the leader in that space. I mean, if there would have been somebody that they could have gotten it from so that they didn't have to support Tesla by buying it from them, they would have done that. So the fact that Apple bought these mega packs from Tesla really says something. And something that I've been saying is that I really expect for Tesla Solar to do a lot better this year, Tesla Energy to do a lot better this year and into the future. Like, they've more or less kind of been giving away a lot of the home stuff. I mean, they've kind of been not really making a profit on it so that they can try to get it to proliferate, basically. It's like giving out, it's not free, but it's kind of like giving out free samples to get people hooked on your product or whatever, and then eventually that translates into profits. And that's how I feel about what Tesla's been doing with their solar program for the last year or so. And I really see Tesla Solar like getting more play as we go forward, and a lot of these price targets and estimates that we see, these really high price targets, a lot of times they don't even really take notice of the solar aspect. Like, for instance, Arc didn't build any solar into that $3,000 price target that they put out that was so heavily hyped. So, guys, I'm hoping for a nice bump on Tesla this week. I'm so bullish on Tesla. I think that people underestimate the solar aspect, and I also think that Wall Street just totally always sleeps on it and underestimates what they're going to do all the time, and they just crush it again and again and beat expectations again and again. And I think that's going to continue. And this news about this delivery beat could really do something serious to the stock price. We're just going to have to see what happens this week. Then also, Lordstown Motors released the video of the betas. So the first betas have rolled off the line, and they're supposed to be producing another beta every day for the next 50 days or so. They're supposed to make 57 of them, and that means that a lot of those vehicles are going to be for crash testing and to go out to people for them to test the vehicles, test drive it, check it out, see if they want to buy it. So I can see Lordstown Motors pretty soon getting some bumps. We're still in the stage right now where after the short seller report and all of the ambulance chasing ass lawyers, jumping on, trying to do class action lawsuits. I've seen this over and over, guys. I've seen it over and over with companies, that this same thing happens. Some big short seller report comes out, and then you get all of these companies jumping on board saying they're going to sue them, and then it all eventually just blows over, and that's what happened with Blink. I've just, I could name off a bunch of companies. Blink is the one that a lot of people are familiar with, but it's just something that happens. These companies just all jump on and dogpile on and push the stock price down, and then eventually, all all that just gets forgotten about and the stock goes back up and moves on. And that's what I'm expecting with Lordstown. I'm hoping that we get a little bit more of a bump this week because of the beta release. Maybe we see some more news come out when the crash testing starts and stuff like that about safety ratings and stuff like that. And then also this race that's coming up. Now, this is kind of why I said in that other video that I think Lordstown is the more risky one, because you know, this race that they're about to run in just a couple of weeks, you know, this race that they're about to run the endurance in is grueling and brutal and crazy. You know, we're talking about like tearing vehicles up. Like half of them don't even finish the race. It's so grueling. And so if Lordstown does really well and there's a lot of video footage and there becomes we get some buzz off of it, then it could be really good for the stock price. It could be a really good catalyst, okay? But if they go out there and the truck catches on fire, or you know, something crazy happens, it could do the opposite. And you know, chances are, with the way everything's going with Lordstown, if something like that was to happen, news would be all over the place about it. You know what I mean? So I think that there's not a very good chance that something like that's going to happen, because why would you put your fucking truck in a race if you thought there was even a chance that something like that was going to happen? And that gives me confidence. But on the off chance that their fucking truck bursts into flames on the race course or something, you know, it could have a negative impact. So that's kind of why I say it could go either way. But I think that the race is going to be a good catalyst for the stock. I think there's a lot of catalysts coming up. I think that the news about Tesla is fantastic, and I hope that they get more hype about the solar portion. And I really hope that Hyliion, that this news proliferates out into real news stories that are on Yahoo Finance and that show up in the news section on Webull and stuff like that. These three stocks, like, they have some potential catalysts. And then OEG, you know, there's no news about OEG. But in their investor call, they talked about how they expect for orders to start rolling in over this next quarter. So I'm hoping that we get some news stories there as well on them getting new contracts and stuff like that over the next month or two, and get some catalysts on that to get some people to take notice. But either way, I expect OEG to do well. It's just not a hype stock, you know what I mean? And we get a couple of news stories, a couple of contracts rolling in, we could get some hype behind it and get it to jump up. So that's where I'm at right now. I hope you guys have a good week in the market. I'll try to make something else. I may do a live stream later this evening, so keep an eye open for that. And guys, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and let me know what you think in the comments below. I didn't say it at the beginning. I'm not your mama. Do your own research. Thanks for watching.